George Dewey Hay was born in Attica, Indiana on November 9, 1895. After serving in the Army in World War I, he moved to Memphis, Tennessee, and became a reporter for the Memphis Commercial Appeal. It was here he became the court beat reporter and earned the nickname the Solemn Old Judge, a name that would follow him the rest of his career. In 1923, when the Commercial Appeal launched its own radio station, WMC, Hay became a late-night announcer at the station, which turned him into a local celebrity of sorts. In 1924, he left Memphis for the brand new WLS radio station in Chicago. There, he would become the announcer for the Barn Dance and was soon named as America's favorite announcer according to a Radio Digest poll. That following year, in 1925, Hay returned to Tennessee to work for Nashville's brand new WSM radio station. On November 28, 1925, the solemn old judge decided to launch the Barn Dance in Nashville, and 2 years later renamed it the Grand Ole Opry.
We're almost 21 years old with this Grand Ole Opry every Saturday night from WSM in Nashville. Right now, it's time for the tall pines to pine and the pawpaws to pause and the bumblebees to bumble all around. The grasshopper hops and the eavesdropper drops, while gently the old cow slips away. This is the solemn old judge, George D. Hay, saying good night, good morning, and lots of good luck, everybody. And now, David Cobb will sign our station off.
This show aired every Saturday night on WSM, and it still airs today. Nearly 100 years later, the longest-running radio show in broadcast history. In spite of Hay's popularity and success as the Opry's founder, figurehead, publicist, and announcer, history shows he had one major problem. He wasn't a very good manager, so the owners decided to bring in so-called professional managers who took over many of Hay's duties. And according to the George D. Hay Society, this move led to the broadcaster suffering a nervous breakdown. After an 18-month leave of absence, he returned to WSM and the Opry in 1938. It was well known that Hay detested the use of electronic instruments and drums on the Opry stage, and by the late 1940s, most artists decided to use them. So in 1947, growing disillusioned with the direction the Opry was taking, the solemn old judge left the show and WSM. Hay spent the 50s as editor of the Nashville-based Pickin' and Singin' News, and in 1963 retired, left Nashville, and moved to Virginia Beach. In 1966, Hay was inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame, and on May 8, 1968, he passed away at the age of 72. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the legacy class of 2022, the solemn old judge, George D. Hay.